Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to the M4J network here on OpenTTD. We are live. Look, I'm actually moving the mouse around on the screen and everything. It's not a time lapse for the first time in what feels like forever. And there's some game audio there for you guys and gals as well. So this week, I was going to be a continuation of last week, which was to do with roads here. This is the Great North Road, runs all the way up here. I did actually miss out a junction here, so I will have to build that in at some point. I think that was done deliberately, though, because I realised that I needed to have like a main road this way that connects up some of these places, like Cardwood and Punfingford and things like that, and then that would connect up to a new junction yet to be built here. Either that, or I literally just went 7 and then 9, because I can't count. One or the other, who knows. That is a 9, isn't it? Yeah, so I did mess that up. And that happens to be the last junction of the M1 before it becomes the GNR. But yeah, that was what the plan was going to be. However, because I put out a call to arms in last week's video regarding aircraft and airlines, and actually people got in touch and replied, which I'm really, really happy about. So thank you everyone who's helped with that. And I'm just going to do a quick count here. From there down to... perfect. Okay. So, last time I worked on airlines, I only had the... well, I had lots of different aircraft sets, and then I changed it so I only had the AV8 set. And I've just worked out that AV8 means, you know, aviate, as in aviator. That's clever. But since then, I found out, because I wanted aircraft with range to create the challenge, and I found out that, if I unpause the game quickly, that the WAS, was it World Airlines set, I think it stands for, actually has range too. But there are duplicates, so there are aircraft in that set that appear in the AV8 set. Thankfully, though, that's also been thought of. And there is a version of, in fact, I might as well show you on my screen here. There is a version of the AV8 set. Apologies if you're watching a mobile, because you'll have no idea what this says. But there is an AV8 set here. Minimal sup something. What does the sup stand for? Supplement, maybe? But it removes all the duplicates that are also in the World Airliners set. So I now have a complete collection of aircraft with ranges, which is fantastic. However, there is one little hiccup that I've discovered. I've reset my game again because it forwarded to 2001. So I've just reset it again to 1995, and yet I can still buy aircraft. So this one's from 1997. This one here I think is from, or is it this one? 1990. There's one from 1998. There, this one, the Airbus A330, 200. Not ideal that is the case. What I might do then, if I go back to the ID numbers here, and then I think it was this way round. Might have been this way round. I can't remember. But the idea is going to be to set up some brand new airlines, basically. Some brand spanking new airlines to cover the map. So the range... hang on, I want to keep this window... ooh, not that one. I want to keep this window pinned. This one. So we're going to start with some flights out of Warnbridge. Actually, are we? No, we're not. Scrap that. Sorry. Backtrack slightly. I was going to do Warnbridge because it follows on from the coaches that we set up last time out. But actually, one of the junctions, this one here, I think, Junction 2, is going to turn into an A road or an M road. It's going to run along here and will run via Punfingford Airport here. So Punfingford is where we're going to operate from to begin with. And we're going to get... I pin this, drag this up here. Now, you're not going to have any idea what I'm doing. Oh, wrong one. You're not going to have any idea what I'm doing if you're watching on mobile. So let me just try and fix that. If I double the size of this, and then if I double the size of this. Yeah, I now can't see anything, but you hopefully can now see what it is I'm doing. God, I hate this so much. It's like the fuzziest thing ever. So I want to set you to... oh my god. Right, hang on. Let me just... I need to set the font back to normal because this is ridiculous. If you can't read it, I apologise. I will try and read out what it is I'm doing. But that was ridiculous. I could not read that at all. But I want to go with range. And we got the largest ranges at the top. And then it goes downwards. So this aircraft here was designed in 1993. The A340-300. So technically this one is allowed. Which is awesome. It has a range of 2,465 tiles. Which is incredible. So from here... let's find out how far that is, shall we? So if I grab, like, from the ATC, which I can't see if I zoom out like this, but let's just grab this. So was it 2,465, and that's Manhattan distance, which basically means, so Manhattan distance is down one, along one. Because it's named after the grid system in Manhattan. So I'm starting to think that from... oh my god, this lag. From Punfingford, we can actually run flights quite a considerable distance. Because we've only just reached 1,000 now. And we're... you know, this is the network central line we've reached here. So we could, in theory... we might have already done this, actually. Run flights over to here. Which is... and I always forget the name of this, Kingston Airport, which did have flights running from it, but I can't remember where to. In fact, let's not guess. Let's work it out, shall we? So Kingston Airport. So we had here GAA to Punfingford. So GAA is... I think I know this one. Let me get my station codes up. George, if you're watching, we might need some airport codes as well. So, you know, like Gatwick is it GAT or is it GTX? I can't actually remember. That was a really bad example. Luton is LUT, I think, or LTN. LTN. And then Stansted, I think, is STN. Airports have 3-letter codes. All airports in the world have 3-letter codes. GAA is Grundhead Apollonia Airport. And it goes to Punfingford via... here. That's now no longer going to be the case. In fact, I think, because Grundhead Apollonia is over here, I think from here we might actually be able to get to Warnbridge. That'd be interesting to find out. But where is Warnbridge? Oh man, Warnbridge is a long way away. Right, hang on. Let's do some science here, shall we? So if I grab an extra viewport, and we'll stick you over the ATC like this. Then if I zoom out, head over to Warnbridge, which is up here. And then if we go there to there, 1,812. That is perfect. We can now do direct flights between Punfingford, between Warnbridge and GAA, which we might have already had, actually. We might have already had that up at WAR. Yeah, we did. Okay, but that's something else I was going to introduce you to, actually, was the fact that if you become a patron and you choose to have an airline management contract, which you're well within your rights to do, if someone else already has a flight running from Warnbridge to GAA, and they own GAA, Grundhead Apollonia, let's just call it that from now on, if you then claim Warnbridge, there's nothing to stop you from running a service in the opposite direction, so long as it's not in direct competition. How we determine that right now, I have no idea. But, you know, airlines do run similar routes to each other. They try not to, especially if they're in the same group as one another. I'm trying to remember the names of the groups because I studied this at uni. Is it One World or something it's called? I'm going to Google that, actually, because I'm pretty sure it's called, like, One World. One World Airlines? Yeah. So One World Airlines is Alaska Airlines, American Airlines, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, that's the first time I've heard of that one. Finnair, Iberia, Japan Airlines, Malaysia Airlines, Qantas, Qatar Airways, Royal Air Maroc, Royal Jordanian, S7 Airlines, and Sri Lankan Airlines, as well as Fiji Airways, and there's a few others as well. They're basically like an alliance. It describes it as on Google here, but like Qantas and BA is a good example. If you fly to Australia from Heathrow, say, you might get a British Airways flight. You'll buy a British Airways ticket, but there's a very good chance that you'll be on a Qantas operated flight, and they do kind of like subcontract flights to one another. There's nothing to stop you from setting up things like that as well to work together. So say Warnbridge to Grundhead, and then from Grundhead to somewhere else within range, 2 separate airlines but operated as one. That kind of thing is very, very much within the realms of possibility. And I think that's something that should be explored, in fact, which is kind of one of the things we're going to be looking at today. Now, I'm not claiming to have answers today for various different airline questions. Like, I'm not going to say we're going to set up this amazing network of airlines or anything like that. This is a long haul project, he says whilst not getting his words out. And I'm fully expecting this to be quite a challenge. How long is this one, incidentally? 1,918. So yeah, we can in fact run direct flights now between Punfingford and Warnbridge, like so. So this is the kind of thing we're going to be looking at setting up now. So if I go into my service schedule, because I'm going to redo this as well, like blank canvas basically, because now I've got more aircraft with more range. It makes more sense to actually completely redo this from scratch, especially as I didn't want to mess around. Oh, I didn't actually have many to begin with, so that's fine. I didn't want to mess around with this in case I ballsed it up, and we all know how good I am at doing that sometimes. Especially like I was changing the new GRF and I didn't want to mess up the entire game. I don't know why I went into a really weird West Country accent then either. I didn't want to mess up the entire game by messing around with new GRFs and like completely ballsing up my airliners. So I got rid of all my aircraft because I felt like we're going to be doing clean slate anyway. And the other thing I wanted to look at was service classification IDs. So flight numbers, essentially. So in real life, you have a flight number, which is normally the initials of the airline. So, I mean, Qantas will be like QAN, I think it is, or QAT. And then it will be whichever flight number that is of the day. So, you know, 377, or I don't even know if it's for the day. I think it's just a continuation. But yeah, that's what we're going to try and do. I'm explaining it really badly, but it kind of makes sense. At least it does in my head. Maybe it doesn't I don't even think it does in my head, to be honest. Anyway, this is why I needed you guys' help. So I asked you guys, and some people commented saying they were interested. I was going to pitch this in the Discord before recording this episode, but I thought I'd record this episode first under the cover of darkness, and then put it up today when you're watching it, and then react to what you guys are saying. So once you start watching this and you think you've got some ideas that will help, join the Discord if you haven't done so already. If you have done so, great. Head over to the M4J Network Discord channel and let's thrash it out. Let's talk about it. Let's come up with some ideas. I think that's the best way to collaboratively work on this. Also, this airport building here, the actual functional runways, I think I'm going to move them over here, and I'm going to try and make an eye candy airport. Going to try. That's being the key word here. Try and make an eye candy airport. And I think Punfingford is a good candidate for the first one of those. Incidentally, what is currently the airport here will probably become a bus station or something like that. Terminals 2 and 3 will also get moved and will become slightly smaller airports. You can almost imagine T3 here will become like a general aviation, but people can still get the train to the station and cross over to the plane. Terminal 2, I don't actually know what that's going to be. This whole thing here kind of needs rejigging as well, because I'm fed up of the just the absolute nightmare congestion, backlog clogging that this station gets. This whole little branch line. The Gardcity Connect / Express doesn't help but also the little airport shuttle that links the 3 terminals. That really doesn't help. So I think a solution to that is to take this station here and turn it 90 degrees and have it run like this. And then this side, maybe adding a 4th platform and having that exclusively used by the shuttle. That's probably a better solution. And then having like this centre track here being bi-directional depending on whether trains are arriving or leaving the airport site. That's actually a good idea. I can't believe I didn't think of that first. Before this. But yeah, let's start talking about airlines again. Let's go back to the subject. So, I think Punfingford is going to be M4J Airlines' base of operations. So I'm going to set a new viewport here. And I'm going to start measuring out different airports around the map and see if they are within range or not. So, first of all, let's try something like Kingston Airport Parkway, which is a long way down here, and I'm fully expecting this to be miles and miles and miles outside of range. But I could be surprised here. I could be surprised. And my rule is going to be, normally apparently it's the tile that the station name sits on, but I'm just going to do ATC to ATC because I think that's a good way of measuring it. So this one here is 3015. So actually, it's not that far outside the limit. That's interesting, because that to me suggests if I was to build another airport somewhere over here maybe, this could perhaps be in range. So if I was to go from here down to... This is in range. If we got the A340 there, 2,465 tiles. This to here is 2,318. This airport site here would be in range. That's very, very interesting. Oh, we only have international airports right now. Intercontinental doesn't exist yet. That's also good to know. I'm surprised these remain functional then, actually, if that's the case. Also means I can't actually move this airport right now. Or I can, but then I'll have to upgrade it in the future. That's also good to know. I'll have to bear that in mind, in fact. I need an extra 1 tile around the sides and 2 tiles top and bottom. Like so. And then... no, not sides. Idiot. Try that again. Like this. Just to make sure nothing gets built on top of what will eventually become the airport site. Now this right now is as good as useless. Nothing will work from here. However, look at all the areas around here. For example, this here is the line. This is out Fort Flonwood, isn't it? Yes. So what if we built a branch that came down via the airport and then continued south? This is something else that I was going to talk about actually in episode 100. A lot of my station designs are going to be completely redone. They originally were built to the idea of waypoints. So you can see here, this stupid straight line here was built so that I could get a certain number of waypoints to the north and the south here, and even Fort Flonwood Parkway on the fast lines here out of GSMI. They were all built for waypoints. Then the speed limit through signal system came along, and then realistic braking came along, which meant I only need 1 signal at the entrance and exit of each station, and I'm done. So because of that, I can now build approaches on curves, for example. So this line could have just gone straight like this immediately, although it wouldn't because, you know, the realistic curve spacing here. It also means that I can now have trains terminate here and here and here and all sorts. So because of that, I can now have more realistic looking branch lines. So from here, I can just have a line that branches here and runs straight south. And I will be doing that. And the Southwestern franchise, Gardcity Southwestern franchise, will get new stations along these lines. So these airports here, right now this is a useless airport, but eventually it's going to have a bus station attached to it, might even have some docks down here, and it'll have a railway station attached to it too. And I think that this is going to be the new future of the M4J network, is more connectivity. And another really good example of that, if I just grab you and pin you for a second, because another one I wanted to show you is the Great Eastern Line, which is this way still, up here. So this is Brenfingley Estrella Station. And you remember me saying a while ago that this site here was going to be the site of some new platforms. That is still the case. I'm going to keep these 2 platforms here, move them slightly further south, and that will be for trains that are specifically running from this line here to a yet-to-be-built branch line that continues running north. And in fact, it will run pretty much follow the route of the high-speed line, but it will obviously wiggle around a little bit more, and it will call at some of the stations along here. And at this point, I'm going back to Zest Husky's methods. For those of you that don't know, Zest Husky hasn't uploaded in a long time actually, but he is the inspiration for the entirety of what you're seeing on the screen right now. Viewer suggestions have helped shape the network over the years, but what really made me want to do an OpenTTD series was watching his channel and his videos. And that's why, despite the fact he hasn't uploaded for so long, if you actually go on my channel page, he is still listed as a featured channel because he is the reason the M4J network exists. And if you are watching Zest Husky, I hope you're doing well. And thank you as well for your videos back then, because they were pretty damn awesome. But he used to just build stations, platforms, didn't care what shape, what size or anything, and then he would just connect random lines to them. Which I used to want to do, but I couldn't do that because realism, speed limits, things like that. But now I just need one signal at the entrance to a station, or one signal before a tight curve that leads into the entrance of a station, and that's all I need. And because of that, I can now build a new station here on this side of the Transrapid platforms, and then have a second branch line that bridges over the high speed and then turns into that, and then another branch line that turns out in this direction, and then another one that comes south here, and then out of these platforms I can have one that comes this way and joins up with these sets of lines, one that goes directly north, one that comes out here to the east. There are so many possibilities now, and that's what I want to do across the entirety of the network now, is start setting these things up. And I think it'll be a really interesting project to go back to some original stations. We've done some rebuilding in the past with plans that didn't, like, there were plans that were suitable and practical, but they really didn't look very nice. And that was one thing that I used to hate, was when people would give me ideas for a station and I had to reject it because it wouldn't work with the realism terms that I was using at the time. Whereas now I can say, yes, let's do it. If you have an idea for a station on the network, please do send it my way, because as long as I can get that signal at the start and the signal at the end, I can build it. And it's really freaking cool to know that I can actually do that now. So because of that, this airport is now perfectly plausible. We can have, in fact, I mean, look how many metropolitan areas, that's the word I was looking for, that I can now connect up. All of these towns here can all be connected up by buses, taxis, water buses. We can have, you know, ferries running backwards and forwards across the water here. In fact, there's a railway station just down here that we can connect to as well. And this could be someone's franchise area. You know, this could be someone's boundary. We are splitting the network up into regions, so you would have more than this, but this could be, in theory, a small region that would be entirely yours for buses, for boats. Rail's different because rail crosses lots of different regions anyway, but also for airports. This could be your airport. But anyway, I'm talking a load of rubbish right now, so I'm going to get on with what I was doing, which is ungrouped aircraft, and we're going to create a new airport here, which is a new group, which is Pun T1. There we go. And out of Pun T1, we're going to have a group here, which is going to be, oops, he says whilst clicking the wrong thing. It's going to be Pun 2, and this is Mindborough, so I'm just going to call it Min for now. This might change, and again, George, if you want to do your list, go by your terms. Don't have to name them after mine. I will rename mine to match yours, because you're so much better at this than I am. Believe me, so much better. Now, this doesn't accept passengers right now. It accepts fish and manufacturing supplies. Well, funnily enough, we actually have somewhere, I saw them, maybe they don't have the range, but there are cargo aircraft that we can use. Here, the Boeing 747 -400F, which I believe does stand for freight, -SCD. And that also has a range, oh, actually 1,400. Okay, so this doesn't reach, but we can fly it from somewhere else. What is it? Okay, so it carries everything as well, which is awesome. I feel like that's a cheat code, though. I'm not sure I like that. But we're going to buy some aircraft. We're actually going to buy them, so I have got the right hangar as well, which is good. 1993, definitely in the right time period. We're going to move you up to here, just so I can stick you here. And you're going to do this. You're going to go, I'm going to do it to this hangar. And then we're going to run here twice. And then here. Now the waiting times is something else that I wanted to have a little chat about. Because, realistically speaking, I believe the turnaround for long-haul aircraft is an hour on average. Sometimes longer. Average turnaround time aircraft. So I believe like really long haul. So yeah, 2 to 3 minutes after arrival, the first passengers leave the plane. 3 to 5 minutes after arrival, the first bag is unloaded. 30 to 35 minutes before departure, passengers for the next flight begin boarding. And 10 minutes before departure, the jet bridge door and cabin door close. So that's called, I think that's American Airlines they're talking about there. So a turnaround time for international flights is around 90 minutes. So an hour and a half. That's far too long. So I think we need to come up with a formula. Maybe like a divide by 3. Because we need these aircraft to make money. We need these aircraft to just not be sat on the tarmac all the time. They actually need to be airborne. Flying from A to B, actually doing things. So because of that, I think we're going to, for now, go with a 30-minute time frame for all aircraft. For all long-haul aircraft, sorry. And then at the drop-off airport, I think we're going to go for 10 minutes. Realistically, something like that. I kind of like that idea. I think that will work quite well. I'm going to lock these wait times for now. We can always change them in the future, so that's fine. Scheduled dispatch, I'm going to run a script for that. I actually have a series of scripts. Thank you, George, as well. I owe a lot to George in this series too, I've just realised. Maybe I'll feature your channel as well if you ever start making videos. But yeah, I've completely forgotten what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, so George gave me a link to a script that I've been adapting for buses and also for underground trains. Overground, I think I've used it for as well. And every time I change it, I make a duplicate. So I've got one for everything. The problem with that at the moment is they're all on my laptop, so I need to move them over to my desktop. But you use auto hotkey, which I've got installed on here, and then you can have this whole series of scripts, and it's freaking awesome as well. And I'm going to use that term a lot because things are freaking awesome. But yeah, I will set up scheduled dispatch some other time. Might do it off camera. We'll see. I'm kind of rushing to get this video done as well because it's Wednesday night when I'm recording this right now. How long have I been going for? 27. Wow, it feels a lot longer than that. 27 minutes. But oh, I keep umming and ahhing as well. I do apologise. People have in the past pointed out that I say quite a lot. I really need to find an alternative. Really, really do. I've also just sprayed my drink all over myself as well because I'm a genius. But I think we're going to do a third length. So long haul flights, I think that's what I was talking about, are going to be 30 minutes. Short haul, somewhere between 15 and 20. Around about then. So most I don't know why that zoomed in then, I zoomed out. Most airports are going to be like all different types of flights. Long haul, short haul, that kind of thing. Punfingford's quite unique in that it's split into 3 different terminals which operate like that. So we're going to have long haul from the main terminal here, Terminal 1. Terminal 2 down to the south is going to be for medium flights or shorter wheelbase aircraft, if that's a thing. And then Terminal 3 is going to be for like the little whirlybird choppers and, you know, 2-seater Cessnas, that kind of thing, general aviation. Now, we're going to do a little hopper system as well. So this now runs from Punfingford down to here. From here, we could then have a short haul flight go down to Kingston Airport Parkway, which I think we will end up doing, but that will be based at Kingston. The next one I want to do is another long haul flight. So if I zoom out again, you can see just how far we're flying here, from Gardcity down to here. Now from here, I reckon we can get pretty damn close to the south coast here. Pretty damn close. And there's another lovely metropolitan area here. But before we do that, I have just realised I want a challenge here. So I'm going to turn town controlled noise levels on from now. Which means we are going to have to factor that in when we're building airports. And there's some lovely metropolitan areas around here that I think would be perfect for this project. Where is this airport? Over here. So I'm going to get another viewpoint, which I think I can do. Yes. Sweet. And you're going to sit right there. And I'm going to grab... So where's the other... Should we build it over here by the water again? Most airports these days are built near water as well. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or if that's just, you know, scrub land so they can build it. And this is perfect. Look, 1,807. So we can have another airport down here that then shuttles passengers to this airport, which then shuttles passengers on to Gardcity. It's starting to come together quite nicely, in my opinion. It is starting to come together quite nicely. Now I like this because if I build this airport over here, it will in fact stimulate me to then go and build rail and road connections to this airport. I kind of like the idea of it being next to this canal as well. So if I dig out this land here, I'm then going to build the airport. Probably like this. Actually, no. Further inland. A little bit further inland. Because I want space to build the eye candy stuff. So I think like here. And then again, we're going to mark out the air. I've done it again. That looks like this. This is the one I want. Really not clear. I think it's the scale that doesn't help. Also, I've put these the wrong way around. I think it's the scale that doesn't help. That then looks like the land claim signs, and I can't speak again. You might have noticed I've gone all gobbledygook again. And then up like this. Like so, and then along like this. Now again, over the future episodes here, we're going to be building new airports, and we're going to be linking them up to the surrounding towns and cities. So next episode, for example, might be Mindborough here. And I'm going to start recording episodes a couple of weeks in advance again, just so I don't run out of ideas and or content. You know, my job is limiting my time, but at the same time it's giving me more skills and creative freedom, I think is a good way of saying it, to go ahead and actually do more, you know, take more risks, be a bit more experimental with content. And I think this is going to be a good example of that. So I want to get into After Effects a lot more. I mentioned that the other day. And actually start using that more in my videos as well. So, where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So we're going to be building like a road network between all these towns and cities here. There will be railway coming through here as well. And again, we've got the one main line, which is all the way down here, which runs up to Charwood, this one here, and then the South Coast line is this one here. Not very great. I would like to build some more connections. Like this whole approach here to Sanley, I want to completely, like, I nearly swore then, just completely obliterate it and start again from scratch, because this is awful. But these depots here are going to be quite useful. They are going to be repurposed. They'll be moved completely, but they will be repurposed, and all of this will just be redone and not made shit, basically, to use a blunt expression. And then we're going to have all new branch lines and things like that, and I've completely forgotten. Oh, over here. I'm going to pin you as well, just so I don't forget you. And you are, what are you? Sunningville Airport. So I think actually temporarily, I think MIN is going to become a new airport group. I mean, they all are, let's be honest. But MIN. And then you here are going to be MIN2 SUN. I mean, that's Sunnington. So, SNA. I think. Is there an MIN actually? Let me check that. In terms of stations. No. Or is there? Hang on. No. Awesome. And then is there an SNA? No. Fantastic. Right. So the first flight then. Yeah, this is also going to be interesting actually, because I've just realised something else, which is, I think, despite the fact M4J Airways is an overall airline, I think I am going to need to split it up into separate ones still. So this one I've got, I don't know though. Again, this might have to be a conversation we have at a later date. So this is, yeah, this is kind of a spitball episode. Kind of like I did when I was talking about Patreon tiers in the past. But I'm kind of trying to sort of demonstrate it a little bit better now as well. And not be a bit vague and a bit wishy-washy about it. I just can't speak today. At one point I'm just going to give up and just do a whole episode in gibberish just to see if anyone understands, because you never know. Here we go. So there's airports here, and I'm going to use these. So we're going to have terminals, we're going to have gates, we're going to have taxiways, runways, whatever these are. Oh, security gates and things like that. I really like the look of this, actually. This looks awesome. If I was to build these, I mean, they look, I wish they looked like this. That's my only complaint. It's pretty obvious what these runways look like. So it'd be cool if they were made to look like them. Also, which way round are you? I think you're this. I think. And then also, I mean, I don't know. That, I think that's a taxiway. Oh, we didn't do the pappy lights. That way round? Oh my god. Right, they're going to have to be built out to sea then. That's incredible. But yeah, we're going to do stuff like that. Again, that'll probably be a time lapse, just because I need time to not have to worry about I haven't spoken for 6 minutes, what's going on kind of thing. These look awesome. These control I mean, look at that. That looks like the Space Needle. Wow. Okay, cool. Thought I broke the game then. This one looks like Perth Airport, but I don't think it is. And then we got, you know, hangars. We've got emergency services. I'm going to go to town, basically, and make a massive airport and see. Oh, that looks so cool. That looks so cool. Can I, like, cover... Oh, it won't let me do that. But, yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have so much fun with this. I'm going to have so much fun with this. But to end on a note where we began just now, if I close these for a second, definitely close that. I'm going to leave all this open because I'm going to start recording. So, as I said, today's Wednesday. I'm heading away this weekend, as you know, if you watch Football Manager. But I've got Thursday and most of Friday morning to get other episodes done. They don't need to be edited or anything, just need to be recorded. So I'm going to have some fun playing around with airports and trying to get this to work. But we have still got some airports here that we can play around with. So we've got this one here, which is Gardcity Punfingford Airport Terminal 2. I said this is like short haul. And I want to come up with an idea, which is maybe... Oh, and for those interested, these will all count as one airport. So Punfingford Airport, Gardcity Punfingford Airport is the airport. These three buildings here are terminals. So likewise, if you become a patron and you become a franchise holder or an airport management holder, I don't know what the technical term is going to be right now, but you would get a whole airport site would be yours. So all three terminals, or if there's four, however many there might be. If there's only two, then that would be yours, and they'll be ordered on size, and then size will be dependent on your tier pledge. So it'll all be as even and as fair as possible, pretty much. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Kenville. That's what I'm looking for. So this could be potentially a short haul flight. If I grab you, we'll do control tower to control tower. That is 992 on the old Manhattan distance. So we could, in theory, have... I mean, what's your capacity? You're pretty small. 1,230, so that's doable. 1,120. That's too small. So was it 900 and something? So anything over 1,000 basically that isn't ridiculously big, like a 737-600. Perfect. Short, stubby little thing, but perfect. We'll stick you here. And we'll start running flights to and from Kenville. Now, technically, I mean, Kenville isn't a Gardcity airport, really, even though it's closer to Gardcity than Punfingford. We could rename it Gardcity Kenville Airport, because it's reasonably close when you look at it. But I think for now it's a good way of getting passengers to and from the south of the city to the north of the city. It might be worth actually getting this up and running. I think I will do that, in fact. So we've got T1, we've got T2. Let's get T3 in. So Pun, T3, and then I'm an idiot. T2. Sorry, not T3. And then here we're going to go pun to Ken. Also, this ungrouped aircraft needs to go into that one. And then this ungrouped aircraft needs to go into that one. And you're going to copy from this. Except you can't. That's annoying. But it won't let me do that. Also, you're at the wrong airport. That doesn't help either. But yeah, you're going to go here. There. And here. And then we're going to move you up like so. You're going to be unload. No loading. It's fine. You're going to be service, which I think this one is. No. No, I didn't set that up. Knew I forgot something. There we are. Right. Timetable. Pin you. So this one here is going to be... I want to say 20 minutes, and I think I am going to stick with 20 minutes. And we'll have... Regulation is if it unloads, it's just 10. Simple as that. Automate. Lock you in place. We'll sort out scheduled dispatch again in a minute. Or I'll do it off camera. And that's that one done. Now obviously you can get from T2 to T1 via train. So that's a connection there done as well. This flight probably isn't going to start running. The first one here. But this one here can easily start running right now. Also, did I can in fact put you in liveries. So I can have you in manufacturers, which I think is like your company colours, I think. I might be wrong with that. Also, you are Punfingford, aren't you? Yes, you are. Good. And then the final one that we can do, because we had it anyway, if I come over here. We had like a little helicopter thing, didn't we, that ran from T3. Didn't it like run over the hills over to here somewhere? Was there a heliport in the middle of... Where was it? Was it Kingston who built it? Hang on. If I go... Station names, we should see it. There it is. Kingston heliport. Kingston? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce you. But if I go down here, we can find an aircraft that's specifically suitable for helipads. So this one here, 1983, you've got a range of 128 tiles. And since we've got the station names up, I mean, I can just go like hangar to hangar here and see how far that is. 111. So this should work. This should work. So maybe I'll set this up as well. So it's a Boeing Vertal, 44 passengers, 20 bags of mail. We could go with the Zeppelin, but I don't know. I think that's overkill. And it's definitely 1983, right? Yes, it is. So I'll grab you as well. You're actually at the wrong airport right now, but that's fine. And these can be like little 10-minute, like commuter hopper type things. It's pretty easy to manage. This heliport could technically be moved further in town, but I'm not going to do it because I can't be bothered. So you're going to go like that, and then you're going to go no loading, and then you are going to go service, and then we're going to go into timetable screen here, and then pin you, unautomate, and then, yeah. Did I say 10 minutes? Sorry, I meant 15. I meant 15. These are like the shortest of short hoppers. They're so short. They are absolutely minute, the hop that this helicopter makes. And that's that. So once again, all three Punfingford airports are now connected up to at least one other airport. Although this one, as I said, probably isn't going to run for quite some time. At least until we get some more transport links set up. Also, like I said, next time out, let's close those, I'm going to be working on connecting up these two airports to the local communities. Therefore, we could start then running actual flights. The three that I've got here, I'm not going to include on the service sheet yet, because I want you guys to let me know in the comments and over on Discord whether you, or how to set them up, even how to set up the service sheets. Do you do it by airport, have one tab per airport, in which case I'll take it off the current sheet, the service schedule sheet, keep that for just ships trains and buses, and then create a new sheet specifically for aircraft. Or, I mean, I don't want to give you guys ideas really, just let me know how you would want this to be done, because I think that is probably the best way to do it, is to crowdsource it. But yeah, 45 minutes, good time to end, I think. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Sorry if again it's been a bit wishy-washy. I'm trying to, I'm making up ideas as I go along, basically. So some ideas are good, and I'll stick with them. Some are terrible, and you can actually hear the coin drop in my head when I'm like, this isn't going to work. This is a terrible idea. Why did I come up with this? But the cool thing is, you know, I get to do it live with you guys, and that does make a big difference. At least it does to me. Maybe it doesn't for you guys. One other thing I'm going to do quickly, actually, because I hate this interface size when it's like that. That is like the worst thing in the world. That's much nicer. Look at that. Look how much smaller that is. Look how much more manageable that is. Same with this. And the best one, so these two here, I mean, I could just reopen. That's a tramway mark. There you go. Reopen this one like this, but watch this one. Ready? 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 Look how much smaller and manageable that is. Oh, it's so much nicer. And then this one. And then this one. These two airports now, so you can go just here. You can go just here. This I'm going to keep right next to this, and then we'll make you the normal size. We'll make you the normal size. Oh, look at that. And again, if you're watching on mobile, you will have no idea what I'm doing right now. But look how many more screens I can actually fit on my screen if I have them at this size. This is why I do this. The 4K monitor was not bought for OpenTTD, to be fair. I was still going to use one of the 1080 monitors for that. But I thought I'd try it out one day, and sometimes, yeah, I misclick on things because the screen is so big, but 9 times out of 10 I just look at something like this and I think, what an empire I've got before me right now, and it's absolutely marvellous. But yeah, probably showing off a little bit as well, so I won't talk about it too much. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Again, we've swerved away from railways a little bit. We're going to be looking at airlines again for a bit. We're actually looking at connectivity is the theme that we've got right now. Whether that's adding additional branch lines to connect up airports, or whether it's building in some of the missing links like road, air, and sea. And again, to go back to Mindborough here, this is a perfect site. This is absolutely perfect for the rail links that I was talking about, and the bus links, because again, just look at how many different bus routes. If you have this as a hub bus station, look how many different places you can connect to. And just here alone at, what's this, Tronfingley, you could probably have like 4 or 5 different bus lines that come out of the airport and service this town. Or you can have some that come down here, 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 over to here, all these different places. There's so many possibilities. This lake, by the way, is going to get emptied of all these industries. Maybe 1 or 2 will stay, but most of them will just go because it's stupid. And it's not just for passengers. There's also mail that is now going to be connected across the map. And then if we get the cargo planes running, we might have, so for example, the airport at Gardcity. Oh, hang on, let me turn this off as well, because that should help speed things up a little bit. If I come over here to Gardcity South Freight Terminal for a second, I keep saying that we're going to build an airport connected to this, and we are. And actually, the airport is probably going to be the size of this in terms of runways and things, and that might dictate how big the other airports need to be. I think isn't there a new GRF or something that allows you to turn airports by 90 degrees as well? I might look at getting that if it doesn't break the game, because then that will allow me to build lots of different looking airports, which I think would be great. Also, this is the fact that these have no destination, that really winds me up, but that's something to deal with at another time, I think. But yeah, airports, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, there's so much here that we can add to this now, and it's not just we're going, you know, this week we're going to focus on planes, and then next week we might focus on something completely different. The idea now is that we're going to try and connect all these things together. So we have 2 new airports on the network now, and now it's our job, before we move on to anything else, to start connecting these up. So fully expect the next couple of episodes to be the rebuilding of Punfingford airports, all 3 of them, into one big eye candy looking airport that just happens to be functional as well. And at the same time, starting to connect up these local communities to these existing airports too. And that includes Punfingford, because there are loads of towns and cities around Punfingford that aren't connected yet. There are some that have railway stations, like Edenbourne, Chunnington, Great Branville. I can speak, honest. Learned it all myself. And then this motorway junction here, and also the Gardcity orbital down here, and maybe even one of these ones will all connect up to new A roads that are going to run out and link up all these towns and cities. Some of these areas like this here is probably going to get cut back. And now that we've reverted the save to, was it 95, I said? And I've also turned off towns building roads. I think I'm going to trim some of these back again and make them a little bit more realistic sized. And then we can build all new road infrastructure to connect everything up. That's the plan. Anyway, I was supposed to end this episode 5 minutes ago. God damn it. Keep talking. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series, drop some comments down below, all that good stuff. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support, and until next time, I will see you soon.